Hey, what's up guys? Alan here with eatsleeptrade.net. Going to be going over the watch list with you guys for the week of 6/8/2015. Been talking a little bit this week about whenever a sector starts to perform really well, it creates a good catalyst to find profitable swing trades within that sector. That tells you that that's where a majority of the money in the market is moving, and there's a lot of stocks that are in that sector that are moving, and that's why it's up. So I just wanted to show you this image here. I thought it went good with this week, but as you can see on the sector performance, looking at a 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month, healthcare is by far on top of all the other sectors. The financial sector is doing pretty good on a 3 month standpoint. Industrial goods, on a 1 month standpoint. Industrial goods number 3 on the 3 month. What I really look for is for a stock, or a sector that is on top of all three of these. So in the top three, like healthcare is right now. That gives us a good opportunity to take advantage of all the money that's coming into that specific sector and increases our chances of getting winning trades. So check out sectors, they're important. I got a video lesson up on that, how to use FinViz to go in, look at the sectors, and scan for stocks in those high performing sectors. Alright guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back and we'll get into this watch list for next week. Alright guys, welcome back. First up on the list is going to be SFS. Been watching this one for a couple weeks now. We were watching this support area here to see if it would hold up and we would get a break out of this pullback. Didn't happen. We ended up breaking through that support and the chart continued lower. But I also mentioned this area of support here, and that if the chart would do a gap fill and hold this support, that could be a good turnaround spot where we could start heading back up. As you can see right now, the chart has held that support area pretty well, and we started trading in this channel. We've tested the 50-day a couple times, but haven't been able to get above it. But I do like this nice tweezer setup right here, where we had the sell-off and then the next day immediately gave it all right back. That shows a lot of strength and lets you know that people are buying in this area. So there's a lot of buyers stepping in that 1680 area, and that's exactly what we want to see in an area of support, that the support is still there, people are coming in and buying it. So I'm still long on this. Didn't get a perfect entry, but did get a little bit above this bottom support area. So still holding it, haven't been stopped out. I have my stop set around 1655, and going to be watching this in the next week, see if we can get back above this 1750 area with some strong closes. And if we do that, the 50-day as well, and we could see this thing starting to continue heading back up. Next up on the list is COWN. We had a great play on this one. We were looking to take advantage of this big sell-off that came down and tested right into the 50-day. We're able to get a position on that right at 550, and now has broken out to new highs above 6, just like we were anticipating. And Friday we had a nice strong bullish candle engulfing, so looking for this thing to continue higher as well, and that's a position that's working out nicely right now. Next up on the list is ZIOP. Previous stock that we've traded in the past. We actually got some entry, I believe, in the last trade somewhere right around here, and we're able to experience this nice 50% gap up on that huge volume. Unfortunately, we didn't stay in through all this, but it is a stock that we've traded before successfully, and now we've kind of been consolidating for the past few months since this large run, and I'm really watching this wedge for a breakout. I seen some positive strength on Friday there and decided to start a swing on that. My risk is down here at these lows, so I'm not risking a whole lot. with the opportunity that we break above that 50-day, get out of this consolidation wedge, and start to continue higher. We've put in some higher lows right through here, so if we tend to hold this previous low support area, we could definitely see some higher highs start to come in. Next up on the list is UAM. Spotted this one. It is a financial stock, and I like the big sell-off, recovery down at the 200-day, and then now we're in this little pullback. So I'm just going to be watching this pullback and see if we start to break higher. If it looks like it's going to break higher, then I'll start a position on this with my risk around these lows here, with the anticipation that we're going to run up to this 1060 area. If we break through that 1060 resistance area, then we could be looking at that $11 area again to test and possibly break out to new highs on this one as well. So watch that consolidation. If it looks like we're going to break to the top side of it, definitely going to want to start a swing on there with our risk at these lows, so we don't have to have a large risk anticipating even just a simple move back up to this 1060 area. Next up on the list is IMMU. So IMMU has been on our watch list before. I think the only trade we ever did on it, we were stopped out, so it wasn't a winning trade. But we just had this huge sell-off a couple months ago. Big gap down and a large sell to follow. And now the stock's kind of just been moving sideways with this 430 area of resistance really holding up and preventing the chart from going any higher. And on Friday, we had this nice large candle pushing above that 430 resistance area and managing to close above it. So we haven't had to close above that area in quite a few months. And just a little bit prior to that, we had another one of these little tweezer setups right here, like I just showed you guys on, I believe it was SFS. And as you can see, we pulled back a little bit, but the chart generally has continued higher, putting in higher lows. It just hasn't been able to break out to those new highs until Friday. I don't recommend taking a trade on this right now. If you were to enter here, having your risk all the way down at 4 puts way too much risk with the idea of maybe we can get up to this 470 area with a decent amount of volume and try to start working towards a gap fill. But I would wait to see how this reacts up here. If we look like we're holding above this 430 support area, then that might give you a place you could start a position with your risk being at that 430 level and anticipating the move to 470. So keep an eye on that into next week. See if this large volume continues to increase relative to the rest of the chart, and we could definitely see this thing start to push higher. It has a nice uptrend grind when it does get going. So this correction or big sell-off, not sure what happened here, whether it was bad news or something like that. But the chart does look like it's found a bottom. It's been trading in the channel, and we had a nice strong candle on Friday. So just going to watch since we broke that 430 area and see if we start making a move back up to the 470 area. Next up on the list is CPRX. Kind of an interesting chart here. Not really a chart setup that I would trade too often, but I've been kind of seeing a lot of these that are set up where you have this huge sell-off, and it looks like a large chart correction. If you look at this uptrend that's coming right here through these lows, and we just extended it right, and it just so happened that the chart caught right back on that that trend or around the 200-day simple moving average, and caught itself, and then was able to get a nice pop back above this 379, 380 area. And now we've got a nice engulfing candle from Friday, kind of looks bullish, and we may be looking to take this thing back up to the 470 area and recover all of this big sell-off. So depending on what the chart starts to look like in next week, we have a defined risk to this 380s area. If we fall below that, we have a double bottom right here after the big run. So if we fall below that area, then I would suspect that we will continue lower. But as of right now, it looks like it's holding up pretty good. We got a nice engulfing candle as well as the close above the 50-day, and could give us an opportunity to start a position anticipating a move back up to the 470s. So you're risking, depending on how everything plays out, you could be risking 30 cents for a possible 70-cent move. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please place them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. Also, check out our website, eatsleeptrade.net. From there, you can follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook to stay up to date on all the stocks that we are watching and trading. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.